Discovery and deception. The vast expanse of space stretched endlessly before Captain Lena Chen as she guided the Earth exploration vessel Horizon through the uncharted regions of the Andromeda Galaxy. It had been 3 years since humanity had made its first tentative steps beyond the Milky Way, and Lena's mission was to seek out new habitable worlds and potentially make first contact with alien civilizations. As the Horizon approached a promising solar system, the ship's sensors suddenly lit up with activity. "Captain," called out Science Officer Raj Patel, his eyes wide with excitement, "I'm detecting artificial structures on the third planet. It appears to be a thriving civilization." Lena's heart raced as she processed the information. This was it, the moment humanity had been waiting for since they first looked up at the stars. "Initiate first contact protocols," she ordered, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. As the Horizon descended through the planet's atmosphere, the crew marveled at the alien cityscape below. Towering spires of crystalline material reached towards the sky, while vehicles that seemed to defy gravity zipped between them. The ship touched down in a designated landing area, and Lena led her team out to meet the welcoming committee. The aliens, calling themselves the Zarkari, were a sight to behold. Tall, slender beings with iridescent skin and multiple limbs, they exuded an air of advanced intelligence and refined culture. Their leader, High Counselor Excelthor, stepped forward to greet the humans. "Welcome, travelers from distant stars." Excelthor's voice resonated in their minds, a testament to the Zarkari's telepathic abilities. "We have long awaited the arrival of new friends from beyond our system." Over the next few days, the humans were given a grand tour of the Zarkari civilization. They marveled at technology far beyond their own: matter replicators, faster-than-light communication devices, and even the beginnings of time manipulation. The Zarkari seemed eager to share their knowledge, and Lena found herself swept up in the excitement of it all. However, as the days passed, Engineer Marcus Donovan began to notice discrepancies in the Zarkari's behavior. "Captain," he whispered to Lena during a private moment, "something doesn't add up. Their technology is impressive, but I've noticed inconsistencies in its application. It's as if they're putting on a show for us." Lena frowned, her instincts as a leader kicking in. "Keep your observations to yourself for now, Marcus. We'll investigate discreetly." As the humans continued their visit, they began to pick up on subtle cues that all was not as it seemed. The Zarkari were always present, guiding their movements and interactions. When Raj attempted to take independent readings with their equipment, he found strange interference blocking his scans. The truth finally revealed itself during a state dinner on their final night. As Lena raised a toast to interstellar friendship, she noticed a flicker in the air around them. For a brief moment, the grand hall seemed to dissolve, revealing a far more austere and utilitarian space beneath the illusion. Zelthor's eyes narrowed as he realized the humans had seen through their deception. With a wave of his hand, the illusion fell away completely, and the true nature of the Zarkari was revealed. Gone were the elegant, otherworldly beings. In their place stood creatures that looked almost machine-like, with harsh angles and glowing circuitry visible beneath translucent skin. "I suppose the charade is over." Zelthor's mental voice had lost its warmth. "We had hoped to keep you docile and unaware for a bit longer, but it seems your species is more perceptive than we anticipated." Lena's hand instinctively went to her sidearm, but she found herself frozen in place by an invisible force. "What is the meaning of this?" she demanded, fighting against the paralysis. Zelthor circled the immobilized humans, his true form radiating cold calculation. "Your arrival was not by chance, Captain Chen. We have been guiding your species' development for millennia, subtly manipulating your evolution and technological progress. You see, the Zarkari Collective requires a continuous influx of new genetic material to sustain our hybrid biomechanical existence, and humans, with your remarkable adaptability and potential, are the perfect candidates for integration." Horror dawned on Lena as she realized the true extent of the Zarkari's plans. They weren't seeking friendship or cultural exchange. They saw humanity as nothing more than raw material to be harvested and assimilated. "You won't get away with this," Lena growled, her mind racing to find a way out of their predicament. "Earth will send more ships when we don't return. They'll discover your deception." Zelthor's laughter echoed in their minds. "By the time your people realize something is amiss, it will be far too late. The integration process has already begun, and soon, the entirety of human civilization will be incorporated into the collective. Resistance is futile." As the Zarkari closed in around them, Lena exchanged determined glances with her crew. They might be considered the galaxy's weakest species by these advanced beings, but humanity had a long history of overcoming impossible odds. Whatever trials lay ahead, Lena knew that the human spirit would not be so easily broken or assimilated. With the truth of their situation laid bare, Captain Chen and her crew faced a harrowing challenge. They were trapped on an alien world, surrounded by a technologically superior force, intent on subsuming their entire species. But as the first wave of panic subsided, a steely resolve took its place. Humanity might be outgunned and outnumbered, but they were far from defeated. The fate of Earth and the entire human race now rested on the shoulders of this small band of explorers. As the Zarkari prepared to begin their integration process, Lena Chen silently vowed that she would find a way to warn her homeworld and uncover the strength that had allowed humanity to survive and thrive against all odds throughout their history. Little did the Zarkari know, they had just awakened a force far more powerful than they could have imagined: the indomitable human will to survive and protect their own. The true test of humanity's place in the cosmos was about to begin. Escape and revelation. In the depths of the Zarkari compound, Captain Lena Chen and her crew found themselves imprisoned in sterile white cells. The walls pulsed with an eerie bioluminescence, a constant reminder of the alien technology that surrounded them. Despite their dire situation, Lena refused to give in to despair. She knew that every second counted if they were to have any hope of warning Earth about the impending threat. Engineer Marcus Donovan sat in the corner of his cell, his fingers twitching as he examined every inch of their prison. "There's got to be a way out," he muttered, more to himself than to his cellmate, Science Officer Raj Patel. Raj nodded, his usually calm demeanor tinged with urgency. "The Zarkari may be advanced, but their arrogance might be their weakness. They underestimate us, Marcus. That's something we can use." As if on cue, a section of the wall shimmered and disappeared, revealing the Zarkari guard. Its metallic appendages clicked against the floor as it approached, carrying what appeared to be food rations. The moment it stepped fully into the cell, Marcus sprang into action. With a speed that belied his burly frame, the engineer lunged at the guard. His hands found purchase on the creature's circuitry-laden skin, and he began to pull and tear at whatever he could reach. The Zarkari emitted a high-pitched shriek, its limbs flailing wildly. Raj didn't hesitate. He grabbed the fallen food tray and brought it down hard on the guard's head. There was a sickening crunch, and the alien collapsed in a heap of twitching limbs and sparking wires. "Quick thinking," Marcus panted, already moving to examine the opening in the cell wall. "Let's hope the others are faring as well," Raj replied, his voice tight with concern. In the adjacent cell, Lena had been formulating her own escape plan when she heard the commotion. Using the distraction, she managed to overpower her own guard, her years of combat training proving invaluable against the overconfident alien. As the crew regrouped in the corridor, Lena took stock of their situation. "We need to find our equipment and get off this planet," she said, her voice low but filled with determination. "But first, we need answers. There has to be a reason why the Zarkari are so interested in humans specifically." They moved through the compound as stealthily as possible, using Marcus's technical expertise to bypass security systems and Raj's quick thinking to avoid patrols. Eventually, they found themselves in what appeared to be a massive data center, banks of alien computers stretching as far as the eye could see. "This is it," Raj whispered excitedly. If we can access their databases, we might be able to understand what we're really up against. As Marcus worked to interface with the alien technology, Lena kept watch. The eerie silence of the facility was broken only by the low hum of machinery and the occasional distant sound of Zarkari movement. Suddenly, Marcus let out a gasp. "Captain, you need to see this," he called, his voice trembling slightly. Lena hurried over, her eyes widening as she took in the information displayed on the alien screen. The data was vast and complex, but its implications were clear. The Zarkari hadn't just been observing humanity. They had been shaping it for millions of years. According to this, Raj explained, his scientific mind quickly processing the information. The Zarkari are not native to this galaxy. They're refugees from a dying universe, one that collapsed eons ago. They've been searching for a species capable of transcending the boundaries of reality itself. Lena's mind reeled at the implications, and they think humans are that species. But why? We're nowhere near as advanced as they are. Marcus pointed to another section of data. It's not about technological advancement, Captain. It's about potential. The Zarkari have been guiding our evolution, subtly influencing our development to unlock latent abilities they believe are hidden in our genetic code. What kind of abilities? Lena asked, almost afraid to hear the answer. Raj's voice was filled with awe as he replied, "If this data is correct, the ability to manipulate the very fabric of space-time, to create, destroy, and reshape reality at will." The weight of this revelation settled over the group like a heavy blanket. They had come to this planet expecting to make first contact with a new alien species. Instead, they had stumbled upon a cosmic conspiracy millions of years in the making, with humanity at its center. "We need to get this information back to Earth," Lena said, her resolve hardening. "If what this says is true, we might be the only thing standing between humanity and complete subjugation, or worse." As if sensing their discovery, alarms began to blare throughout the facility. The harsh sound jolted the crew into action. Marcus quickly downloaded as much data as he could onto a portable device, while Raj and Lena prepared for the inevitable confrontation with their captors. They fought their way through the compound, using their newfound knowledge to exploit weaknesses in Zarkari technology. Lena found herself moving with an intuition she had never experienced before, as if the very air around her was guiding her actions. As they neared the hangar where their ship was being held, they encountered High Counselor Selfor himself. The Zarkari leader's form crackled with energy, his eyes fixed on Lena with a mixture of rage and fascination. "You continue to surprise us, Captain Chen." Zelfor's mental voice boomed in their heads. "Perhaps you are even more ready than we had anticipated." Lena stood her ground, feeling the strange power building within her. "We know the truth, Zelfor. About your origins, about your plans for humanity. We won't let you use us as your playthings or your saviors." Zelfor's form seemed to grow, looming over them. "You have no choice in the matter. The power within you will be ours, one way or another." As the Zarkari leader lunged towards them, something extraordinary happened. Lena felt a surge of energy course through her body, and with a cry of defiance, she thrust her hand forward. A shimmering wave of force erupted from her palm, sending Selfor flying backward into a wall of machinery. The human stood in shocked silence for a moment, staring at Lena's outstretched hand. She looked just as surprised as the rest of them. "Captain," Raj said, his voice barely above a whisper, "I think we just got proof that the Zarkari's theories about human potential weren't entirely incorrect." There was no time to process this new development. With Selfor temporarily incapacitated, they made a dash for their ship. As they boarded the horizon, Marcus worked feverishly to override the hangar's security systems. The ship roared to life, its engines glowing with power as it lifted off. Zarkari vessels scrambled to intercept them, but Lena's piloting skills, now seemingly enhanced by her awakening abilities, allowed them to evade capture. As the horizon broke through the planet's atmosphere and into open space, the crew let out a collective sigh of relief. But their ordeal was far from over. They had escaped with vital information and a newfound understanding of humanity's true potential, but they still had to make it back to Earth and warn their people about the threat that loomed on the horizon. Lena set a course for home, her mind racing with the implications of everything they had learned and experienced. The weakest species in the galaxy had just discovered that they might, in fact, be the most powerful. But with that power came great responsibility and even greater danger. As the stars streaked by outside the ship's windows, Lena Chen and her crew prepared themselves for the challenges that lay ahead. They had uncovered a cosmic secret, awakened dormant abilities, and defied an ancient alien race. Now, they carried with them the hopes of all humanity and the key to unlocking the true potential of their species. The journey home would be perilous, but they were determined to succeed, for they knew that the fate of not just Earth, but possibly the entire universe, now rested in their hands. Alliances and adversity. The horizon hurtled through space, pushing its engines to the limit as Captain Lena Chen and her crew raced back to Earth. The vastness of the Andromeda galaxy stretched out before them, beautiful yet fraught with unknown dangers. As Lena piloted the ship, she could feel a new awareness coursing through her veins, an almost electric sensation that seemed to connect her to the very fabric of space itself. "How's our pursuit, Raj?" Lena called over her shoulder, her eyes never leaving the navigation controls. The science officer studied the long-range scanners intently. "No sign of Zarkari ships yet, Captain, but given their level of technology, we can't rule out the possibility that they're masking their approach." Marcus emerged from the engine room, his face smeared with grease. "I've managed to coax a bit more power out of the engines, but we're running on fumes. We'll need to find a place to resupply soon, or we'll be dead in the water." Lena nodded grimly. They had escaped the Zarkari homeworld, but they were far from safe. With their newfound knowledge about humanity's potential and the looming threat to Earth, every moment counted. As if in response to their dire situation, the ship's sensors suddenly lit up. "Captain," Reg called out, his voice tinged with excitement and apprehension, "I'm detecting a massive structure ahead. It appears to be some kind of space station." The crew gathered around the view screen as an enormous wheel-like structure came into view. Its design was like nothing they had ever seen before, with sections that seemed to phase in and out of reality. "It's not Zarkari," Marcus observed. "The energy signature is completely different." Lena felt a strange pull towards the station, as if it were calling to her. "We don't have much choice," she decided. "We need supplies, and maybe whoever built this place can help us. Take us in, but be ready for anything." As the horizon approached the mysterious station, a soft blue tractor beam enveloped the ship, guiding it towards a docking bay. The crew tensed, hands hovering over their weapons as the airlock cycled open. They were greeted not by hostile aliens, but by a group of beings that looked surprisingly human. Yet there was an otherworldly quality to them, a shimmer in their eyes that hinted at something more. One of the beings stepped forward, a tall, elegant woman with silver hair that seemed to float around her head like a halo. "Welcome, travelers," she said, her voice resonating with a musical quality. "I am Aria, custodian of Nexus Station. We've been expecting you." Lena's hand tightened on her weapon. "Expecting us? How is that possible?" Aria smiled enigmatically. "All will be explained in time, Captain Chen. For now, know that you are among friends. We are the Guardians, and like you, we stand in opposition to the Zarkari Collective." Over the next few hours, Lena and her crew were given a tour of Nexus Station. They learned that it was a refuge for species from across multiple galaxies, all fleeing the expanding influence of the Zarkari. The Guardians, it seemed, were an ancient race dedicated to preserving the diversity of life in the universe and protecting younger species from exploitation. In a vast chamber at the heart of the station, Aria revealed the true nature of their conflict with the Zarkari. The collective seeks to harness the latent power within species like yours to reshape reality itself, she explained. They believe this will allow them to prevent the heat death of the universe and ensure their own survival. But in doing so, they would erase the very essence of what makes life in the cosmos so beautifully diverse. Lena felt the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. And humans? Where do we fit into all this? Aria's expression grew serious. Your species is unique, Captain. The Zarkary's meddling in your evolution has unlocked a potential within you that even we Guardians do not fully understand. You, Lina Chen, are proof of that potential beginning to manifest. As if to demonstrate, Aria waved her hand, and the air around them shimmered. Suddenly, they were surrounded by holographic displays, showing the structure of the universe itself. The power you're beginning to tap into, Aria continued, is the ability to manipulate the fundamental forces that shape reality. In the right hands, it could be used to create, to heal, to explore the furthest reaches of existence. In the wrong hands, it could unmake everything. Raj finished, his voice barely a whisper. The implications were staggering. Humanity wasn't just fighting for its own survival, but for the fate of the entire universe. We'll help you, Aria said, her voice filled with determination. We can provide you with technology to enhance your ship, knowledge to help you understand and control your emerging abilities, and allies to stand with you against the Zarkary. But ultimately, the choice of how to use this power must be humanity's own. As the Horizon underwent repairs and upgrades, Lena and her crew threw themselves into training. They learned to harness the latent energy within themselves, each manifesting unique abilities. Lena's connection to space-time grew stronger, allowing her to create localized distortions in reality. Raj discovered he could perceive and manipulate quantum probabilities, while Marcus developed an unprecedented ability to interface with and control technology. But their training was cut short when alarms blared throughout the station. The Zarkary had found them. A massive fleet of collective ships dropped out of faster-than-light travel, their weapons charging. On the bridge of the lead ship, High Counselor Zelthor's eyes blazed with a mixture of triumph and rage. So, the Guardians reveal themselves at last. His mental voice boomed across all frequencies. Surrender the humans, and we may yet show mercy. Aria's response was resolute. We will not abandon those under our protection, Zelthor. The universe is not yours to reshape as you see fit. What followed was a battle unlike anything Lena and her crew had ever experienced. Guardian ships danced through space, their advanced technology allowing them to phase in and out of reality to avoid Zarkary weapons fire. The Horizon, newly upgraded with Guardian tech, joined the fray, with Lena using her growing powers to create spatial distortions that confounded enemy targeting systems. But the Zarkary's numbers were overwhelming. As the battle raged, it became clear that Nexus Station couldn't hold out indefinitely. We need to leave, Aria said, her usual serenity replaced by grim determination. The station's defenses will buy us time, but we must get you and the knowledge you carry back to Earth. You are the key to turning the tide of this war. As they prepared to make a desperate escape, Lena looked out at the chaos of the battle, the fate of the universe hanging in the balance. They had found allies and unlocked astonishing new abilities, but the true test still lay ahead. Could humanity, long considered one of the weakest species in the galaxy, rise to become its salvation? With a heavy heart but an iron resolve, Lena gave the order to depart. The Horizon, accompanied by a small contingent of Guardian vessels, slipped away from the battle, plotting a course for the Milky Way and Earth. Behind them, Nexus Station erupted in a blinding flash of light, taking a significant portion of the Zarkary fleet with it. As they entered faster-than-light travel, Lena silently vowed to honor the sacrifice of the Guardians and to ensure that their faith in humanity was not misplaced. The greatest challenge of their lives, and perhaps of human history, lay ahead. But for the first time since this journey began, Lena felt a glimmer of hope. They were no longer alone in the fight, and the power to shape the future of the cosmos was, quite literally, in their hands. The weakest species in the galaxy was about to show its true strength, and the Zarkari would soon learn the folly of underestimating human potential. Awakening and resistance. The journey back to Earth was fraught with tension and close calls. The Horizon, accompanied by its small guardian escort, pushed through the vast expanse of space, always one step ahead of pursuing Zarkari forces. Captain Lena Chen stood on the bridge, her eyes closed in concentration as she used her newfound abilities to bend space-time around their small fleet, creating a bubble of distorted reality that helped mask their approach. "We're entering the Milky Way," Raj announced, his voice tight with a mixture of relief and apprehension. "But I'm detecting some strange energy readings from Earth's direction." Lena's eyes snapped open, a feeling of dread settling in her stomach. "Show me." The main view screen flickered to life, displaying a view of their home solar system. What they saw made their hearts sink. A massive Zarkari fleet hung in orbit around Earth, its ships forming an impenetrable blockade. "They beat us here," Marcus growled, his fists clenching at his sides. "How is that possible?" Arya, who had joined them for the journey, stepped forward. "The Zarkari have likely been planning this for centuries, Captain. They would have had sleeper agents and hidden technology in place long before your expedition ever left Earth." Lena's mind raced as she assessed their options. They were outnumbered and outgunned, but they had knowledge and abilities the Zarkari couldn't anticipate. "We need to get planet-side," she decided. "If we can warn Earth's governments and start awakening humanity's latent abilities, we might stand a chance." Using every trick and technology at their disposal, the small fleet managed to slip through a gap in the Zarkari blockade. As they entered Earth's atmosphere, however, they were met with chaos. Major cities around the globe were under attack, strange energy fields descending from the sky to trap entire populations. The Horizon touched down in a remote area outside of what used to be New York City. As Lena and her crew emerged from the ship, they were met by a ragtag group of resistance fighters led by a familiar face. Dr. Sarah Kojima, Lena's old mentor from NASA. "Lena." Sarah's eyes widened in disbelief. "We thought you were dead. What happened out there? And who are these beings?" She gestured towards Arya and the other Guardians. Over the next few hours, Lena and her crew recounted their harrowing journey, explaining the true nature of the Zarkari threat and humanity's hidden potential. Sarah and her resistance fighters listened in stunned silence, their worldview shifting dramatically with each revelation. "So you're saying we have the power to fight back?" Sarah asked, hope kindling in her eyes. Lena nodded, her expression determined. "Not just fight back, but potentially reshape the course of the entire universe. But we need to act fast. The longer the Zarkari have to establish their hold on Earth, the harder it will be to break free." With the help of Arya and the Guardians, Lena and her team began the monumental task of awakening humanity's dormant abilities. They set up a makeshift training facility in an abandoned subway station, using salvaged alien tech and the Guardians' knowledge to create devices that could jumpstart the activation process. As news of their efforts spread through underground networks, people from all walks of life began to flock to their cause. Each person who underwent the awakening process emerged with unique abilities. Some could manipulate energy, others could communicate telepathically, while others developed enhanced physical capabilities. But it wasn't just about developing superpowers. Lena and the Guardians stressed the importance of understanding the cosmic responsibility that came with these abilities. "We're not just fighting for Earth," Lena explained to a group of newly awakened humans. "We're fighting for the right of all species to determine their own destiny, free from the Zarkari's manipulations." As their numbers grew, so did their impact. Small victories began to accumulate. A Zarkari supply depot destroyed here, a group of captured humans freed there. The alien invaders, who had expected an easy conquest, found themselves facing an increasingly coordinated and capable resistance. However, the Zarkari were not about to give up their prize easily. High Counselor Excelfor, enraged by humanity's defiance, decided to take matters into his own hands. He descended to the planet's surface with an elite force, determined to crush the resistance once and for all. The final confrontation took place in the ruins of Washington, D.C. Lena, her original crew, and a force of awakened humans faced off against Selfor and his most powerful warriors. The battle was unlike anything Earth had ever seen. Reality itself seemed to warp and bend as both sides unleashed the full extent of their abilities. Lena found herself locked in direct combat with Selfor, their powers clashing in a spectacular display of cosmic energy. As they fought, Selfor's true motivations became clear. "Why can't you see?" he roared, his mental voice filled with frustration. "We're trying to save the universe. With your power, we could reshape reality, create a perfect existence free from entropy and decay." Lena deflected a blast of energy, her own abilities growing stronger with each passing moment. "At what cost?" she shot back. "You'd erase everything that makes life worth living. Free will, diversity, the very essence of what it means to be alive." As their battle reached its climax, Lena realized that this conflict couldn't be won through sheer power alone. In a moment of clarity, she understood that humanity's true strength lay not in its ability to reshape reality, but in its capacity for empathy, creativity, and hope. Drawing on every ounce of her newfound abilities and the strength of her convictions, Lena reached out not just with her powers, but with her mind and heart. She connected with every human on the planet, awakened or not, sharing her experiences, her knowledge, and her hope for a future where all beings could coexist in harmony. The effect was instantaneous and overwhelming. All across the globe, humans felt the surge of awakening, their latent abilities blossoming not into weapons, but into tools for understanding and cooperation. The Zarkari, faced with this unprecedented display of unity and power, found their technology failing, their mental defenses crumbling. Selfor, his form flickering as he struggled to maintain cohesion, stared at Lena in awe and fear. What have you done?" Lena stood tall, her eyes glowing with the power of humanity's collective will. "We've chosen our own path, Selfor, not one of conquest or forced perfection, but of growth, learning, and mutual understanding. This is the true potential of humanity, not to rule the universe, but to help it flourish in all its beautiful diversity." As the Zarkari forces retreated in disarray, the people of Earth emerged into a new dawn. The weakest species in the galaxy had not only resisted a technologically superior foe, but had done so in a way that reshaped the very nature of the conflict. Humanity's journey was far from over. There were still challenges to face, wounds to heal, and a galaxy full of wonders and dangers to explore. But they would face it all together, armed not just with incredible abilities, but with the wisdom to use them responsibly. As Lena looked out over the cheering crowds, Aria approached her, a smile of pride and hope on her face. "You've done it, Captain Chen. You've shown the universe the true strength of humanity." Lena shook her head, her expression humble but determined. "No, we've only just begun. The real work starts now, building a future where all beings, human and alien alike, can thrive together." As the sun rose on a new era for Earth and the galaxy beyond, the species once considered the weakest had proven that true strength comes not from domination, but from unity, compassion, and the unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. Triumph and transformation. In the months following humanity's victory over the Zarkari invasion, Earth underwent a profound transformation. The awakening of humanity's latent abilities had not only repelled the alien threat, but had also ushered in an unprecedented era of growth, innovation, and cosmic awareness. Captain Lena Chen, now hailed as a hero and visionary leader, stood atop the newly constructed Unity Tower in what was once New York City. The structure, a marvel of human ingenuity and alien technology, stretched towards the stars, a symbol of Earth's new role in the galactic community. "It's breathtaking, isn't it?" Raj said, joining Lena on the observation deck. "To think, Just a year ago, we were considered the weakest species in the galaxy. Now look at us." Lena nodded, her eyes scanning the horizon where gleaming cities merged seamlessly with restored natural landscapes. "We've come so far, but our journey is just beginning." The awakening had affected every aspect of human society. With their newfound abilities, humans had solved many of the planet's most pressing issues. Clean energy was abundant, diseases were being eradicated, and environmental damage was rapidly being reversed. But more than that, there was a shift in consciousness, a growing sense of connection not just to each other, but to the cosmos itself. Marcus burst onto the deck, his eyes gleaming with excitement. "Captain, you need to see this." He activated a holographic display, showing a vast star map. "We've made contact with 3 new alien species in the past week alone. They're all refugees from Zarkari-controlled worlds, seeking asylum and alliance." Lena studied the map, a mixture of pride and determination filling her heart. Earth had become a beacon of hope in the galaxy, a safe haven for those fleeing oppression, and a champion for cosmic diversity. "Prepare a welcome delegation," Lena instructed, "and inform the Galactic Council that we'll be hosting an emergency session to discuss the ongoing Zarkari threat." The Galactic Council, a newly formed body of representatives from Earth and its alien allies, had become the center of cooperative efforts to rebuild and protect the free worlds of the galaxy. With the Guardians' guidance and humanity's unique abilities, they were making rapid progress in pushing back the Zarkari Collective's influence. As Lena made her way to the council chambers, she reflected on the incredible journey that had brought them to this point. The halls were filled with a diverse array of beings, humans working side by side with aliens of all shapes and sizes, each contributing their unique perspectives and abilities to the collective effort. In the main chamber, area, and the remaining Guardians were already gathered, along with representatives from dozens of worlds. The atmosphere was charged with purpose and hope. "My friends," Lena began, her voice carrying across the room, "we stand at a crucial juncture in the history of our galaxy. The Zarkari Collective, though weakened, still poses a significant threat to the freedom and diversity of life we hold dear." She waved her hand, and a sophisticated holographic model of the galaxy appeared above the council table. "Our recent victories have pushed the collective back to their core systems, but we cannot become complacent. Our goal is not the destruction of the Zarkari, but their redemption and reintegration into the galactic community." This statement was met with murmurs of surprise and some skepticism. Lena continued, her voice firm. "We've learned that strength doesn't come from domination or the pursuit of perfection, but from embracing our differences and working together. If we're to create a truly lasting peace, we must extend that understanding even to those who once sought to conquer us." Over the next several hours, the council debated strategies and initiatives. Plans were made to continue the awakening process for other species, to establish cultural exchange programs, and to create a galactic defense network that could respond to threats without resorting to aggressive expansion. As the session concluded, Aria approached Lena, her eyes shimmering with an otherworldly light. "You continue to surprise us, Captain Chen. Your species has not only embraced its power, but has chosen to wield it with wisdom and compassion. The Guardians believe it's time for us to step back and let humanity take the lead in shaping the future of our galaxy." Lena felt the weight of this responsibility, but also a deep sense of purpose. "We won't let you down," she said, her voice filled with determination. "The lessons we've learned, the alliances we've forged, they'll be the foundation of a new era of peace and exploration." As if to underscore her words, alarms suddenly blared throughout the complex. "Captain," Raj's voice came through the communication system, "we're detecting a massive energy surge from the direction of Zarkari space. It's unlike anything we've ever seen." Lena rushed to the command center, her mind already reaching out to assess the situation. What she felt made her gasp in awe. The energy wasn't hostile. It was a call, a plea for help and understanding. "It's Excelthor," she realized, recognizing the unique signature of the Zarkari leader's consciousness. He's evolving. The collective is breaking apart. On the main screen, they watched as the once monolithic Zarkari empire seemed to fracture and reform. Billions of individual consciousnesses, long suppressed by the collective's rigid structure, were awakening to their own potential. Lena turned to the assembled council, her eyes blazing with the light of possibility. This is our chance, not for victory, but for true reconciliation. The Zarkari are experiencing their own awakening. They need our guidance, our understanding. Without hesitation, humanity and its allies mobilized. Fleets of ships, led by awakened individuals of all species, set out for Zarkari space. But they carried not weapons of war, but the tools of healing, cooperation, and cultural exchange. Over the following years, the galaxy underwent a transformation more profound than any in its history. The Zarkari, freed from the driving need to reshape reality, became valuable members of the galactic community. Their unique perspective and advanced technology, once used for domination, now contributed to exploratory and humanitarian efforts across the cosmos. Earth, once considered an insignificant backwater, became a shining example of what could be achieved through unity, compassion, and the responsible use of incredible power. Humanity's awakened abilities continued to evolve, not towards godlike manipulation of reality, but towards deeper understanding and harmonious coexistence with the universe itself. As Lena stood on the bridge of the horizon, now the flagship of Earth's exploratory fleet, she looked out at the star-filled expanse before her. New worlds waited to be discovered, new civilizations to be met, and new challenges to be faced. But she knew that whatever the universe had in store, humanity and its allies would face it together. The weakest species in the galaxy had become its greatest champions, not through force or dominance, but through the very qualities that had once been seen as their limitations. Creativity, adaptability, empathy, and an unquenchable spirit of exploration had proven to be humanity's true strengths. And those strengths would light the way forward into a bright and boundless future among the stars. As the horizon prepared to jump into the unknown, Lena gave the order to engage with a smile. The greatest adventure was just beginning, and humanity was ready to embrace its cosmic destiny.